everybody, and welcome back to the Babbling Brook with Evelyn and Evelyn. I am your host, Evelyn.
And I'm your host, Evelyn. And today, we are going to be talking about cryptids.
Dun, dun, dun. That's not the right sound for that. It's fine.
It could be. Specifically, bad/dumb cryptids. Because those are my favorite.
Yes.
And this is my episode.
Yes, it is. It's your episode. And speaking of episodes, our show is basically a sleepover, slumber party, gossip talk. So if you are not into that kind of a thing, why are you here? We're like on episode something at this point.
Episode 8?
Cool. Yeah. Number this. Date it. I'm joking. But that's what our show is about. So if you're not interested, that's all right. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later. Probably not.
Yeah. And we're not going to be like, oh, I'm crying because you don't like it. We're just going to live our lives. Anyways. Good Lord. What a start. So, Evelyn, what made you want to do this topic?
So, this episode is going out right before the beginning of summer. It's going out on June 18th.
Woo!
And summertime, for me, coincides with cryptozoology. I don't know what it is about summertime, but there's always a point, like when it starts getting warmer, where I'm just like, I need to know about all of these creepy animals. I think it's because it's like very much like campy road trip stuff.
Oh.
Like a lot of my road trips and stuff have been to like mystery houses and like going to see like different where like Bigfoot sightings happened and stuff.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, camping is fun. That'll be a different episode because I freaking love camping. I just censored myself for no reason because we swore on the show before.
You do that a lot though.
It's the inner mom in me. I'm working with kids right now, so I'm just like, I need to censor myself. No, you don't.
No.
Ugh. All right.
So I have a couple of cryptids that I have learned a lot about over the years, and one of them is a kind of confirmed hoax. The town sort of points to it being maybe not a hoax, but like it's a whole thing. Okay. And the other one, I don't believe they're real because it's a very easily faked thing. But I love them so much. I love the way that they look. I love the way that they walk. And that's the one that we're going to start off with.
Oh, okay.
We're starting off with the Fresno night crawlers.
Ooh.
Which I'm going to have to pull up the videos for you to see. And I'll post them to our Instagram too.
Yes, that's a great idea.
And like pictures of the other cryptids and whatever. Give me a second because I want you to see these.
Oh Lord. I do have a NPC that I call Night Stalker, so it's funny that you got like Night Crawler.
Yeah, which isn't Nightcrawler a movie?
It sounds familiar.
I think it's a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know. I turned British all of a sudden.
I don't know.
Oh Lord. I'm like thinking of like furry hand-like creatures with weird stocky eyes coming out the top. I don't know why that's where my brain goes, but am I close?
No.
Shit.
I want to see if I can find there's a GIF. Sorry.
Got it. No, I'm joking.
There's a GIF from one of the videos of them because there are two videos that have sort of surfaced of them both on security cameras.
Is it because
I should have downloaded these
you
beforehand?
It's in my home, which is the boonies.
Yeah, so here is a still from one of the security cameras.
It just looked like legs with a ball on top.
They're often described as looking just like pants.
Yeah.
Like walking pants.
Yeah,
pants who have sprung to life and started walking.
Aww.
So I went to a couple different sites for these guys. I started out at the Fresno Bee because they have some articles on the Fresno Nightcrawlers, but they wanted me to pay in order to read the articles. That's dumb, and so I didn't get those.
Good.
And so a lot of what I got is from the Cryptid Wiki.
Okay. Take it with a grain of salt.
And then from past research, because I've done a video on cryptids, I did an art piece a while ago, and so I pulled from that. It's on my YouTube channel.
Plug it, or we do plug it at the end, but yeah, plug.
Evelyn Fletcher on YouTube.
Woo!
Yeah. So it seems like there is a little bit of conflicting news, but most people say, or most of what I've been able to find says that the video surfaced in the early 2000s of them, and it was a guy who, I have not been able to find his name.
Oh, guy.
Just a guy in Fresno who wanted to set up a security camera above his family's garage.
Okay.
So that he could figure out why his dogs have been barking at night.
Oh, smart.
In case there was, like, weird shit happening.
Yeah, totally not like raccoons or something.
No, and so what he
normal.
caught on this security camera were two beings that looked like white silk pajama pants with little stilt-like feet.
Yeah.
Walking across his yard.
I can't imagine, like, looking at my camera and just being like, what the are these leg-looking things that I just caught?
Yeah. So, I have some quotes from ranker.com.
What a great plug.
Yeah. So, he immediately called the police once he saw the footage the next day. And they could not figure out what these creatures were.
Okay.
And soon enough, the media got a hold of the footage, and the Fresno night crawlers became a national phenomenon.
Fresno! I can't get over that it's Fresno.
I know.
It's the stupid, like, nightcrawler is such a cool statement. By the way, I would not have called those things frickin' night crawlers.
Well, they were crawling at night.
They, like, bent over. They don't have arms. How do they crawl? They're just
know.
legs and a ball. There's no, like, crawling thing. Crawling is on all fours.
Yeah. So then a few years later, another video came up from Yosemite National Park.
Oh.
Of the same or very similar creatures walking in front of a security camera there. Now.
Oh. Okay.
I want to read to you some of the explanations that the Cryptid Wiki has come up with for what these things are. Okay. Because some of these are very funny. You've seen what they look like.
Yeah, they're
correct?
pants.
Okay. So the first one is an alien or extraterrestrial being. Sure.
Okay.
The second one is a new species, possibly a primate with short arms.
What?
I don't know about you, but
short arms?
I don't know about you, but that did not look like a primate.
No.
Number 3 is a misidentified deer standing upright.
What the fuck?
Mind you, in these videos, these things are walking.
No, I can't even see how, like, even if a deer was fully upright, how that would work.
Yeah.
Where did the antlers go? Where did the snout go?
Yeah.
It's circular.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They have a bird walking, like a crane.
Okay.
Cranes don't have wide legs like that.
No.
No.
But, like, you know, a little bit more into, like, a little more reality-based.
A person wearing big pants and walking on stilts. This one, I could understand where people are coming from, except for in the footage, people have analyzed it to see how big these things are. They're only maybe like 3 or 4 feet in height. So, like, I don't think it's a person on stilts.
It could be a baby on stilts.
A baby walking on stilts. 2 babies walking on stilts.
In pants.
And
walking on stilts.
The one that I sort of go for, because I've seen recreations of it, and it's very convincing, is pants and or a puppet on wire.
Oh, that would make sense.
So I've seen somebody take specifically silk pajama bottoms and attach them to wires and then move them across the lawn, and it moves the exact same way as these things do.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sort of on the side that this was like a big hoax by this mystery man who...
A fun hoax? Like, come on.
Like, I mean, yeah. Like, the guy who coined the name Bigfoot, his thing was a hoax.
Ooh.
The foot that he found was a hoax.
Ooh.
Not to discount anybody else's Sasquatch encounters, but him specifically, the person who named it Bigfoot.
That's really funny. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. People are being loud out
Give me
there.
a second. Let's go ahead and pause here. We will give a little quick warning that we do have some people over in the home, so if you do hear a little muffling, that's just what's going on. But, okay, so it would make sense that this would be like a puppet.
Yeah.
They kind of...
Somebody sort of like... I think he specifically did it on like a clothesline that he sort of rigged up.
Smart.
To walk across the yard.
Smart.
Yeah. So I'll read their description in case anybody doesn't know what they are. So they are relatively short creatures, approximately 1.5 meters, or like, you know, like a yard and a half-ish. Not very tall. Most of their height is their legs.
Yep.
Long legs.
Long legs.
And they have an extremely small upper body. I don't even know if I'd call it an upper body. It looks like just a head.
It looks like a head.
It looks like a little round head stuck on a big pair of flouncy legs.
Like you took a really one of those baby pumpkins.
Yeah.
And
put it on some legs.
Yeah.
It's hard to find details in anything about this cryptid because the poor quality of the footage, which also sort of helps lean towards like it being a hoax because I understand it's security footage, but the quality is absolutely atrocious.
It's ass.
It's like 2 pixels.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So like, was there like myth? Like obviously because it's poor quality, people couldn't really interpret.
So there was sort of a thing going around for a while that they showed up in Native American lore.
Oh.
They did not. At all. There is no...
God damn it.
There is nothing that points to any creature like this existing in Native American lore.
Oh,
that was just made up by white people.
Yeah, like most things? Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
We are white. What are we talking about? Sorry, that's just really funny to me.
Yeah. Another name that has been spoken for these, which I have never heard, but is on the Cryptid Wiki, so I figure I should just say it, is the Carmel area creature.
What the fuck?
Carmel is a place. Carmel is a town that is near just outside Fresno. I believe it's like a suburb.
Of course, a suburb. They're like, we need to have our name on it. Excuse me.
The Carmel area creature is described as tall and gray, with presumably no arms and long, muscular legs.
Sounds like a altered creature.
Yeah.
So that's not what these guys look like.
They look very white. They look like white pants.
Yeah.
Which could also be just the nighttime footage from the security camera.
I didn't even think about that.
But, like, if all we've seen them is on security cameras, because I think there was one person who claimed that he saw them in real life, but, like, that's not been proven.
Was he on acid?
Who knows? But we've only seen them in the security footage, so, like, how would somebody be like, oh, no, it was gray?
It was gray because I saw the color.
I saw the walking pants.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to turn
it's like, it reminds me of they remind me of, there was an episode of Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, Lord.
Where all of the pants came to life. And were dancing, and so they were walking around on their own, and that's what it reminds me of.
Walking pants.
Yep, dancing. Specifically, dancing pants.
Was that the name of the episode?
I don't remember.
It makes sense.
I haven't watched it since I was a child. I just remember it because it scared me.
That show's animation sickened me. I could never watch it. I was like, what? No.
It was a very odd animation. Yeah.
Terrible. Anyways, okay. So do you want to get into your next cryptid?
My next cryptid. My favorite cryptid.
Oh, boy.
My favorite hoax cryptid.
Your favorite hoax cryptid. Oh, that other one wasn't your favorite hoax. Okay.
No, I started with that one so that I could get into this one.
Into your favorite one, and then y'all will get to hear just some that I found on the internet that were weird.
Yeah, then we're just going to talk about weird shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite cryptid that has turned out to be a hoax is the hodag.
The what?
I believe that is how it's pronounced. I have not heard it said out loud anywhere, but it is spelled Hodag, so I'm going to call it the hodag. And it stems from Rylander, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So, most of my information that I got on the hodag for this one is from a website, explorerylander.com. So it comes directly from the town's website. They love this creature.
Oh.
They love this thing, and I'll get into it.
Okay.
But I want to talk about where the hodag comes from.
Yeah, hodag.
Hodag. So, the first report of the hodag comes from 1893.
Oh, boy.
And it was by Eugene Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
According to Eugene Shepard, the hodag had the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick, short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end. The hodag also had green eyes, huge fangs, and 2 horns sprouting from its temple.
What the fuck is this thing?
Reportedly, it breathed fire and smoke, and had a very pungent smell, like a combination of buzzard meat and skunk perfume.
What the fuck is buzzard meat? Can you, what?
Like, dead animal.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? I know skunk. I ain't know no buzzard.
Okay.
Such a stupid saying.
So.
Okay. This thing sounds like an amalgamation.
Yep. It's said to be. Hold on. I just had it here. Earlier reports indicated that the hodag was about 7 feet long, 30 inches tall, and weighed about 200 pounds. So big creature. And it was roaming the woods outside of Rhinelander.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing. Oh, so did you say 30 inches tall?
Yeah, so like a crocodile, kind of.
Okay, but 7... What the fuck? This thing's getting weirder and weirder in my head. Like, I'm like compressing
I'll show you
with bullshit in my head.
I'll show you pictures of the statues from around town.
Okay.
And I'll also show you pictures of the original puppet.
Okay, great. Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, no. Oops. I sound so fake when I said, oh, no.
So, Rhinelander, they would have you believe that the hodag has existed for much longer than this.
Okay.
And they say on their website that the first person to spot the hodag was likely a lumberjack. In the 1800s, Rhinelander was a pioneer lumber town, and loggers who worked in the Northwoods told stories of a monster roaming the forest.
Okay.
Legend had it that this hodag was the reincarnated spirit of the sturdy, hardworking oxen that dragged logs from the forest. I had never heard that before about this creature from the last time that I researched it until I found this website, which I don't think existed like 4 years ago when I...
Oh my gosh, so it's very new. That's a poor ass reincarnation. I'm so sorry to that ox. Yeah. That's so sad.
They said the hodag story might even predate the Northwoods logging days. Some historians have suggested that the hodag strongly resembles pictographs found near Lake Superior that depict Mishapishu, the Ojibwe water panther. I totally butchered all of that.
Mishapishu. It's okay. I was like, what? To begin with.
All right. So let's get into how Eugene found this thing. It went sort of not internationally, but nationally viral as it could back in 1893.
Okay.
Gene Shepard, said that he had photographic evidence of the beast, and he took out a bunch of local men and hunting dogs, rifles, and this says squirt guns loaded with poison water. Don't know how accurate that is. To kill the hodag. They did not succeed with that, but then they used dynamite, and they did successfully kill the creature, and they returned with a charred corpse of a beast.
Oh, good lord. My eyes are rolling deep into my head.
3 years later...
It was a fucking wolf, wasn't it?
Shepard comes back with the hodag. He's like, I got it. I found it, and I have it alive, motherfuckers.
What the fuck? So, wait... He led the original hunting party, right?
He led the hunting party to go find and kill this monster.
And they found and killed the monster.
They brought back a corpse, and he claims he found another one.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh my god!
He found another beast. Perhaps this one's mate. I don't know. And he has it. And he has it alive. And he captured it with the help of some bear wrestlers and some chloroform.
That's all you need in life.
According to Eugene.
Yeah, I'm reading into his bullshit real hard.
He toured the beast throughout the state of Wisconsin.
He toured it?
And he took it to the Oneida County Fair, where attendees could pay to see the hodag in person. Oh, and in a darkened tent, they would go in and they could hear the hodag growl and even see it move around.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. You couldn't actually see the goddamn thing. What the fuck?
A darkened tent in a county fair in 1896.
What the frick?
People were obviously obsessed.
Yep.
They were baffled. They had no idea what this creature was. This was a new thing. This dude had caught it and was showing it off to people. And they were going in. They were seeing this thing. It was moving around. It was growling at them. People were convinced.
Wow.
So convinced that it made it into national newspapers.
What the fuck?
And a group of scientists from the Smithsonian Institution planned an expedition to go to Rhinelander to see what this thing was and figure out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I would too, because I'd be like, no way this goddamn thing exists.
Shepard pretty much immediately admitted that the hodag, or at least the one that he had, was not real.
Oh, good. He came clean.
It was a creature made of wood and oxen leather that only moved with the help of wires. So it was just a puppet. So what he would do is he would get people to go into this tent, and he had wires rigged, and when they'd get too close, he'd move the wires violently and make growling noises. So it seemed like it was like angry and trying to attack them.
Yeah, he growled.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, did he have like a son or something?
He might have had somebody else helping him. I love this man.
I just bopped the table. I'm so sorry. It's because this goddamn chair's in the way. Let me scooch this. Right, I can't bop the table.
One thing I love even more than Eugene Shepard and his just wild creativity.
Stupidity. Yeah.
Not stupidity. I mean, it worked. He convinced the Smithsonian Institution that it could possibly be real.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah. In 1896, mind you.
No, in 2021, we can totally pull this bullshit.
The thing that I love more than this man is the way that the town of Rhinelander has just fully embraced this beast.
Oh.
So they have giant statues of this thing all over town. All over town. A giant statue of a hodag welcomes you into the town of Rhinelander right off the highway. They have shops dedicated to the hodag. Their school mascot, their high school mascot, is the hodag.
Oh, for God's sake.
And they just love this thing. I went on to see what they had on some of their shops, and I may have to get myself some. They have things such as hodag beer, a hodag baseball, t-shirts, hats, the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Postcards. They also have a hodag beanie baby.
A beanie baby!
Which I want so bad.
That sounds cute. I'd like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to take a trip to Rhinelander, aren't we?
Cross-county Wisconsin.
Going all the way.
All the way to Wisconsin.
We'll just go do a freaking ghost trip.
Mm-hmm. I want to.
It sounds fun. We'll do it for our YouTube.
Yeah.
I'd honestly be totally down to do a cross-country trip.
I'd be so down.
That sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. We should plan that. I graduate here this summer. We should not this summer, but that's way too long time. Let COVID get at least one more year out.
Right, yeah.
Sorry.
I just wanna quote the Rhinelander website and how they feel about the hodag.
Oh boy.
Okay. Quote. In short, the hodag is family. The hodag is the official symbol of Rhinelander, and the community will be forever connected with this legendary creature.
Aww.
Isn't that the sweetest thing?
It's like Puff the Magic Dragon, but for a town. That's really cute. Now, show me what this thing looks like. Okay. Now I'm like, I gotta see this thing. It's like a croc, but walk. You think they've got a school called Hodag High?
It's Rhinelander High School, but it's their mascot is the hodag.
Well, I should nickname it Hodag High, because that would be...
Come on. Usually I don't have this much trouble.
I don't know about if our system shuts down, but we're at the end of
our...
So
this is a giant statue that welcomes you into Rhinelander.
Okay. Oh my god. That's not 30 inches. That thing's
No, they made it a lot bigger.
Oh, okay. That is cool,
That's the statue.
That's cool.
I'll see. Here's some...
Can you imagine, like, a baby one of those running up to you? It's like a scary Appa.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like Appa at all.
Well, let me show you the puppet.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious. People were scared of that shit.
In the 1890s, in a dark tent. In the 1890s, in a dark tent in the
with fucking... a man going, grrr.
In the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. Yeah, I would be scared too. I'd probably be scared of most of the things at that county fair.
Shit, that's so cute though. Like his little teeth. It's like that's so cute. I would freaking. Oh god. Ooh, we gotta add in your campaign. You gotta add a hodag. You gotta add that as a creature.
I should. So I want to do cryptids in my campaign.
Yes. Oh yeah. Evelyn's gonna do a campaign, and it's gonna be cryptid.
A Monster of the Week campaign.
Monster of the Week campaign.
It's not gonna be me stealing from Adventure Zone Amnesty at all because I'm gonna do it more horror based instead of.
You could, and then nobody would. Hopefully by then...
Nobody here would know, probably, and people here would know.
People there would know. And I mean, hopefully by then we will have I don't know if this will be a combo thing or not, but I want to start a second podcast.
Yeah.
And put fun shit like that on there for adventures and stories and stuff, because a big nerd.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So those are my
yours.
two. My top two bad cryptids. Your top two.
You want to hear...
My top cryptid of all time is Bigfoot. Bigfoot is my favorite cryptid of all time, but he's not a bad cryptid. So.
Nah, he's cool. And he's very well known.
We will do an entire episode dedicated to Bigfoot.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, sure. I'm fine with that. Okay. The first thing I looked up, because I just looked up famous cryptids, right? Because I didn't do a lot of research for this episode. Sorry. It's not my episode and I have college. And the first thing that comes up is Ya-T-Veo. Don't know if I said that right, but it's YA-TE-VEO. And it's a tentacle tree.
From where?
I think it's Japanese.
It sounds Japanese.
It's said to be a tree it's a tree stump of wriggling tentacles that violently grabs at anything nearby, literally meaning I see you there. The monster was named for the words it supposedly spoke to its victims before grabbing them. Oh, no. It says it was thought to be seen in Madagascar.
Okay.
And it was the inspiration for J.K. Rowling's Whomping Willow in Harry Potter.
Oh, that's another thing with the hodag. So...
Did it inspire anything?
On their website, it said... Okay, one, there is an episode of Scooby-Doo that does have the hodag in it.
Okay.
I did find that out. That is very important information because I love Scooby-Doo, and I love cryptids, and I love the hodag. There was another section saying, is the hodag in Harry Potter?
Yeah. Oh.
And...
Is it?
So, I think what they pointed out... I didn't write it down because I don't really care about Harry Potter.
You're fine.
But,
You're fine.
What they were pointing at is, isn't there, in the American schools, what is the one creature, the red creature?
In, like, Ilvermorny?
Yeah.
I have no goddamn clue. I know nothing about the American school of Harry Potter. I haven't seen Secrets of Dumbledore yet. I need to. But no, this tentacle tree is weird looking.
Maybe it was that? I don't know. God. Okay.
This.
The house is for Ilvermorny.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Thunderbird.
Yep.
The Horned Serpent.
Yep.
The Wampus.
Okay.
In the Puckwudgie.
Puckwudgie, that's what it is.
Which, no. That was not inspired by the hodag. Because that is an actual cryptid that exists in America.
Yeah.
They are little troll-like creatures.
Yep.
And they like to trick people.
Yep, which I think is probably a big thing. I just know I'm a horned serpent. I don't know anything about Ilvermorny. That was never my big thing. I was into the Harry Potter side, and now we're in the Fantastic Beasts, and I'm like, I like it, but it's not my all-time favorite.
I don't know anything about any of it. So I just remembered one of them being spiky, and I was like, maybe that's it.
Oh, there's There's like a cat-like creature that kind of pufferfishes out in Fantastic Beasts.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm lost on that one. But no, I just thought that this tentacle tree was cool.
Do you have a picture of it?
I do. Well, I don't know if my phone will actually bring it up because it wants to be a bitch right now.
It sounds like a D&D creature.
It does. It looks like a D&D.
Come across in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like, basically like an octopus, but has a tree trunk for a head.
Yeah, basically. That's what I'm saying. And then it just talked about Nessie.
That's another good one. Is the Ohio octopus.
The what?
There's a lake in Ohio where supposedly a giant octopus lives. It's a freshwater lake. I'm gonna give that one a big old no.
Is there a pot? Is there like really, really good seaweed in there? Because that would be why people they're like, oh, the octopus drowned some people. And in reality, it's just people getting tangled up in seaweed. I think just like
every state has its own lake monster.
Do we?
Yeah, we have the Lake Chelan dragon.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do remember hearing about that.
Yep.
I didn't even remember that.
Every state has some sort of version of a lake monster.
Oh, Lord.
Or a river monster.
You ever heard of the Ibu Gogo?
Ibu Gogo.
The Nage people of Flores, Indonesia tell of a race of humanoids who once lived along the native humans.
I don't know a lot about cryptozoology outside of American.
Their name translates to gluttonous grandmothers.
Ooh.
They were accused of kidnapping children and stealing food. Oh boy. The Nage set the whole species ablaze, though few were said to escape. Surprisingly, there actually appears to be quite a bit of truth to the existence of these cryptids. Myths of feral men were common.
So it was probably a tribe.
Yeah.
Because there's been stuff about different tribes hiding all over the place.
They found bones of 1.5 meter long Homo floresians in the caves that they were said to have escaped to. That would make sense. They're over 10,000 years old, but their size and youngness. Oh, okay. Interesting. I can't say this one. This one hurts. Look at this name.
Aspidoshalon?
Yeah. I can't say it.
It's a big fish.
Marine behemoth.
It's a big fish?
It's like a kraken, apparently. It was a hazard for its obliviousness of the sailors anchored to its back. It's like a fish with a boat on its back.
Oh my god.
Recently known for its role in the Never-Ending Story and Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a large sea turtle. It's the big sea turtle. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my god. I love the idea of giant creatures like that.
That have like a landmass on their back. Yeah. It's so cool.
I like how there was I think it is a Native American story that we were on, that the Earth was a giant sea turtle moving through space.
Yep.
Don't know if you've ever read some of the Native American stories.
I absolutely have.
Yeah, I did not like one of them about the woman. I don't remember what the whole thing was, but it was like, I'm clicking my thing. Give me a second. But the woman, she had a husband, and he apparently, ancient mages or something came and were like, your woman's gonna have a baby or something. You gotta get rid of her if you want to become all powerful. I am absolutely screwing up this story, but it's something like it. These guys, the elders or something, told him, get rid of your wife, push her down the tree. So he pushed her down a hole of a tree. She fell and landed on the sea turtle. And for years and years and years, couldn't remember who she was, where she came from, or anything from her life. But eventually something happened, and the tree impregnated her by touching its flower to her vagine, and a baby was put in her. That's why he had to push her. It was because of the baby, because she had sex with a tree. And then she gave birth to the tree of life or something, because the tree I was disturbed, and I didn't like it. All I can
think about is that scene from Evil Dead where the tree rapes the lady.
Yeah. I didn't like it though, because I was like, it was very softly written too. It was it flowered into her. I was like,
that's how a lot of mythology and stuff is written though. It's these crazy whack ass stories that are written so nonchalantly, oh yeah,
this happened. Well, and I was just really comfortable, because I'm like, ew, because then I was like, oh no, this has to do with the whole thing of a woman's virginity being their flower and everything. And I'm like, is this part of the origin in some kind of ew? I don't. it was just gross because then also it just spent like a long time talking about how she forgot everything. I was like, I don't like this.
Amnesia.
I didn't like it. Because floating for eons and eons in utter darkness on the back of this turtle swimming through space. I was like, this is horrifying. This is a nightmare. Can you imagine? Like, I like the idea of a gigantic turtle
but just
with a
waking up and like not remember anything. And
no.
Just, like...
And then all of a sudden having a tree baby sprout out of you? Nuh-uh.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. Lots of splinters.
It's so gross. I mean, I'll bet you some mothers are just like, that's what it feels like to have a baby.
Probably.
Splinters. Babies come out with spikes on them.
Oh my god.
They don't need to come out with spikes. They're babies. No, I do like that idea though. A really big turtle.
Big turtle.
Oh, it's just, it's a cool idea to be living on it.
Yeah. That exists a lot in, like, it's a way that I think a lot of people have sort of rationalized how, like, the tectonic plates and stuff move. Oh. Like, how, like, Pangea has turned into what it is now and whatever.
Is it a turtle?
That the turtles move and slowly move over time.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah. I wish I could remove myself from science so I could just think that.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing. What a mystical way of thinking.
I think the way that I see those stories is always like they are an explanation for it that is easier to understand. So in the stories, they very much explain how everything works because that is how the tectonic plates work. They just shift and move over time.
Which is true.
It's just when you're telling it, especially to children, when you're like, oh yeah, there's big turtles down there and they shift and move over time and that's why the earth moves.
Yeah, it's a way easier way to take it than being like, the land is connected to the sea. It's like, that's boring, Grandpa. Oh, the turtles? Like, I almost said the wrong name. I meant Jack Sparrow. I roped a couple of sea turtles and just went, whoop, bye-bye, island. Yep. That's a lot easier to believe. It's not easier to believe. It's more mystical to believe than he drank rum and then got on some boat. Apparently. Oh, and there's also, I don't know if this is a myth, but it was used in Child of Light. I don't know if you've ever played that game.
No.
It's a really, really cute game. I love the music. I've played it like 3 times through because it's just so adorable. And there's this race of like mice folk people who live on the back of this enormous mountain giant. That's how they trade and it's how they've become so wealthy and aristocratic. Mm-hmm. But the giant becomes sick because of this like a giant spider poisoning his heart.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool thing because you just see this enormous creature and you notice that the whole thing kind of moves and that there's a weird form to it. And it's just such a cool idea that this group of people made a deal with this enormous giant to live on his back and be carried around for trade. Mm-hmm. And he's okay with that and he wants to help the people. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
It's so cool. I don't remember the giant's name though. I feel bad. But it's so cute. That game is so fun. It's so cute and adorable. It's like a 2D style too. Mixed with like a 3D kind of an element. Mm-hmm. It's such a fun game.
Have you ever heard of the Bat Squatch?
The what?
The Bat Squatch?
No.
So, the Bat Squatch stems from our very own Washington State.
Oh, okay.
It stems from the Mount St. Helens.
Okay.
So, it was allegedly seen near Mount St. Helens in the 80s.
Okay. Before or after that exploded? I don't remember when Mount St. Helens exploded.
I don't remember.
Shit. My mom was a child, like 70s, 80s, around the time.
Yeah. It could have been around that time because maybe it's an accidental Mothman sighting.
Okay.
But it was said to resemble a flying primate. Basically, a big monkey or ape that had giant bat wings on it that flew out of one of the caves on Mount St. Helens.
Bat Squatch.
And so they named it Bat Squatch because it looks like a Sasquatch with bat wings. Allegedly, a witness to this actually took several pictures of the creatures, but that's nowhere to be found.
Well, we can't find it now. Oh, honey, I lost the pictures in the...
lost the pictures of the bat squatch.
Oh, darn. What the... I have never heard of the bat squatch.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's from Washington. I'm like, what the fuck is the bat
Specifically
squatch?
Bat St. Helens. So, I originally heard of the bat squatch when I was looking up cryptids from different states.
Yeah.
And that was the one assigned to Washington. And I was like, I have never heard of this before.
I mean, yeah, I would have thought of more of like a Loch Ness or sea dragon, not sea dragon, or lake dragon.
Yeah.
Lake dragon, right? Not sea dragon.
Or just regular Sasquatch.
Yeah, that is often attributed to Washington.
We're living in the Pacific Northwest in the North Cascades. So there are a lot of Sasquatch sightings have been here.
Yep.
Up and down these mountains.
Yep.
Here in like the Appalachians, so.
Yep. I remember that she does. I remember when I was camping with your boyfriend's family, because our families go camping, and his dad was such a dick that I needed to pee and it was getting dark out and I didn't want to go alone, but my mom was like, nah, honey, you can go by yourself. It's not too far off. It was, it's within seeing distance of the campsite because we got a good campsite for that. And he was teasing me the entire time, just like, don't let the Sasquatch grab it. I'm freaking the out because I just censored myself. Damn it. And I'm like, I don't want to go. The Sasquatch is going to get me. I'm going out there. I swear to God, I think he followed me and he snapped a twig or something. And I screamed bloody murder. And I think I alerted some other campsites and they're like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like,
he's getting murdered in here.
Friggin' scared the shit out of me. I'm a young child. That scream carries in the woods, man.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. No, his dad was like he's such a jokester. Mm-hmm. Like, he freaking made me afraid of touching frogs because he's like, you're going to get warts from it. Yeah. And I'm like, no. I want warts on my hand. I had one on my foot as a kid and that shit sucked. God. I'm just like, you're such a dick. What a dick move. Oh, you want to know what a dick move is?
Yeah.
Telling kids about the basket ogress. You ever heard of her?
No.
There is a Native American myth. I don't know if this is a cryptid or if this is just mythology, but both are kind of in the same thing. But there's a myth of this ogress who used to kidnap Native American children and eat them. And she had a little daughter named Little Tree Roots, who the children all ganged up on the ogress and were like, hey, Tree Roots, why don't you, the mother was dancing around the fire or something. They're like, you should push your ma or give us a big stick. And they used it to shove the ogress in the fire, made the daughter watch as they danced around and celebrated. And then the ogress's sister later shows up, eats the sister thinking it's child, gets really sick. The village sets a trap and then kills the sister too.
What the fuck?
And leaves Little Tree Roots in the forest to just, you don't even know. And it's all about this little, the hero who is Little Hunchback, who, that's horribly terrible. But he's supposed to be the hero who runs back to get the villagers to go save them. And in my head, I'm like, this is a terrible story. This doesn't sound heroic at all.
No.
These kids, because it talked about how it didn't sound like the kids were tied up or anything, or maybe they were. These kids were jerks in the story. They're like, hey, go kill your mom.
Go kill your mom.
Help us kill your ma. You stupid. And then it's just watching her burn alive. Yeah. And then be eaten.
So, that's another thing that one day I would like to talk about, but I find these ones a little bit more scary and serious. It's Native American legends and lores and monsters and stuff.
Yep.
Especially since a lot of the times there's big warnings about don't say the names out loud.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wendiboys,
Did you not say the full name because you didn't want to say it? And, okay, I'm I know what you're talking about, but I won't say it out of respect.
And then skinwalkers as well are another one that you're not supposed to acknowledge.
You ever wonder about those legends where you're not supposed to know about it because then the second you know about it, it becomes real or it'll come after you?
Yeah.
Those are horrifying.
The Bye-Bye Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's don't think about it. Don't think about it. Which screws you up.
Fucking name for anything ever.
I just love...
Don't think about it. Don't say it out loud.
Bye-Bye Man. That was a really bad trailer. I remember laughing really hard when that came on TV. I was like, what the fuck is this stupid? Or it's if you say their name 3 times, they will appear. I'm like... Mm-hmm. What? This is weird. It's Bloody Mary. Or was it the Candyman? I'm thinking of Candy Uncle right now.
It could have been Candyman. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it was the Candyman.
It was the black. Apologize, but like I think it was the black.
It was
movie.
the black man.
Okay.
It's Candyman.
Want to make sure I'm not being
coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't end up seeing it. I can't see horror.
The original one. Good movie.
Because didn't they do a remake?
Yes. I think it was a remake. It might have been a sequel. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't remember.
If it doesn't say like 2 or something after it.
I meant to go see it, and I never did go see it. It's on my list of things to see.
Ooh. Mountain Way. Being weird.
Yeah.
No, yeah, those are really funny legends, is where you have to say it like 3 times. It's like, don't think about it, don't think about it. And then you think about it, obviously, because if you say don't think about it, you're instantly going to think about it.
Also, if you give it a name like Bye-Bye Man.
I would also be teasing my friends, being like,
I'd be laughing so hard.
Yeah, like, what the... I feel like...
They did like a hoax of that for... I think it was American Horror Story did like a joke on that where it was like the Piggy Man or something. And if you say Piggy Man 3 times in the mirror, then he'll come and get you.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna take your nose, he turn you into a little piggy, and then we're gonna eat you like bacon.
Big man.
Bacon Man. Bacon Man.
Bacon Man.
That's our cryptid. Bacon Man.
Bacon Man.
I was thinking, I don't know. I was gonna be like, if that's our cryptid stuff is Bacon Man in Mel's hole. Making bacon in Mel's hole.
Oh
Bacon Man was making bacon in Mel's hole, and that's why Mel's hole smells like bacon.
That's why the dog came back alive.
That's why the dog came back.
The dog went in there and the bacon was so good.
He just came right on out. I love the idea of building our own lore
around Mel's hole.
Around Mel's hole. That's where all the bullshit comes out of. That's where our Angel of the Forest comes out of.
It's Mel's hole.
Mel's hole.
Yeah.
I just went bzz bzz, and I don't know why I bzzed. Oh, because Mima's leaving. Mima, goodbye. I've never called her Mima before. I almost said heading out too, but I meant to say love you. Wow. Yeah, guys, I still text my ma, and I call her, and I say that I love her. I'm trying to think of anything else.
I'm looking up cryptids from the West Coast.
I also just saw the Wendy boys that we're not going to mention. That's a cool picture. Oh, that one's not. I didn't like that one. Bunyip? Bunyip?
I've seen that before.
An Australian myth? That's kind of what I was thinking when you were describing
the hodag.
The hodag. It was like this weird looking thing. This looks like kind of what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Uh-huh.
An enormous starfish with a dog's head, a horse's tail, flippers, tossed horns, and even a platypus beak. What a terrible creature.
What a
terrible creature.
What a horrible creature.
And they live in the water and try to get people at night.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of those ones.
Weird. Also, though, one of the pictures that somebody drew is just a giant-ass panther in the water.
Oh, look at this picture of Bat Squatch.
Bat Squatch.
That one really looks like Mothman. Maybe Bat Squatch was warning us about the explosion of Mount St. Helens.
Oh, Lord.
That's what Mothman does, right? He's like an omen, like a bad omen.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, because he was there right before the collapse of the Silver something bridge, right?
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. That makes
sense. So people, and he's been cited supposedly when like other disasters have happened, like shortly before them, or creatures like the Mothman. Ooh. So like people have a theory that he is like an omen. Ooh. Either something that is trying to warn us of something bad happening or something that brings bad with it.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And one of the animes I watched, they had a character like that, except it was like this 9-headed beast where one head is chopped off and it constantly bleeds. Mm-hmm. And it's like an East Asian myth or something. So as it's seen and as the blood follows, it brings like destruction and stuff, and like all the mythical creatures in the area, when it smells the blood, just get like ravenous and shit, and so they go extra crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I do like the concept of harboring help.
Also, the statue in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Can you remember?
Why can't I remember the name of the town? I know it because I want to go there really badly.
Just thinking of hodags still.
I'm blanking. Yeah, I've got hodags on the brain.
Hodags on the brain. I love.
But they have a Mothman statue.
Ooh.
And he's got a tight ass.
Who don't love a good Mothman with a tight ass? Now, apocalypse bringers are very, very interesting. Mm-hmm. They're just so cool.
They're really cool.
It's really interesting to us to have, like, this concept of something that brings death and destruction. Is, like, it's the sign of the end. Mm-hmm. Which, this is just cool.
Apparently, the Tacoma Narrows has a king octopus.
Do they?
Yeah. It says, the Tacoma Narrows octopus is king of the cephalopods, sitting at an estimated 600 pounds, and the local monster is said to be lurking amongst the wreckage of the 1940 Tacoma Narrows bridge collapse at the bottom of the Puget Sound.
Oh.
Apparently, as the bridge gave way, tentacles of unbelievable girth were seen bursting through the water's surface and swallowing up the falling debris. Comparable to the Madame Bigfoot herself, I've never heard a Bigfoot referenced as a woman. That's interesting. The king octopus is committed to a life of solitude and has made few appearances since. Any who dare dive into the murky depths beneath the bridge and threaten its privacy risk being consumed. Local divers has been talking about the Kraken locale for over 40 years, much longer than the 5-year lifespan of his giant Pacific relatives.
I don't know if I believe that one.
I don't know if I believe that one either.
I feel like that would have been a really well-known thing, that we got a goddamn big-ass...
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Kraken.
This is from ragtagmag.com. And it's their West Coast cryptids sort of thing. Fresno Nightcrawlers are on here.
Nope.
Of course they are.
Because they're famous. No, that's cool.
Colossal Cloud.
What?
It's a lake monster.
Okay.
Also known as Marvin the Monster.
Marvin! We got Marvin, we got Mel, Bacon. God damn it.
I've heard of Colossal Cloud, because he lives in the Columbia River. It's supposed to be a 40-foot-long sea monster living in the Columbia River in Oregon.
Dude, I would love to see a sea monster.
Right? Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh, you know, like the stories of, like, befriending, like, big old monsters?
Oh,
that'd be so cool.
I have to read you the title of number 10 on this list.
Yeah? What?
Jeffrey Bezos is a lizard in the Seattle Amazon spheres are his habitat.
That's so funny.
It's been an exciting joining. Okay. Okay, this is the last one on this list.
Uh-huh.
A conspiracy theory, but it's the one that's the state of Washington seems to be passionate about. It's a little more modern compared to our sea monsters and witch tales, and considering Jackass Jeff chose 9 minutes in space over saving the planet this year, it's not all that unbelievable. Now, I know what you're thinking. Obviously, Bezos isn't human. He's a conniving sociopath and a duplicitous larcenist. The equivalent of old marinara spilled on white carpet. We're all on the same page going in here, but there's a complex and disturbing history to the Bezos lizard theory that's worth nothing. Let's break it down, shall we? I'm just gonna read this thing. Thank you, ragtagmag.com.
Sure, go for it.
The idea that lizard people are controlling the government, also known as the reptilian conspiracy theory, was popularized by the thankfully ex-politician and self-publishing career conspiracist David Icke. The backstory to the alleged reptilian infestation begins thousands of years ago when alien reptilian beings from the constellations Orion, Sirius, and Draco intervened on planet Earth and began interbreeding with humans. Through DNA manipulation and definitely not sex, it states that it is, quote, no coincidence that humans have fundamental reptilian genetics within their brain, end quote. Evolution be damned.
What? Definitely not sex.
Icke further proposes that the super rich, the royal family, the presidents and prime ministers, and all other global leaders have worked extensively on creating an illusion of being separate powers. In reality, they have always been one diabolical, cold-blooded unit, strategically maintained for centuries to control the planet. The The Burke's peerage and baronetage, a repeatedly flawed genealogical history of royalty in Europe, claims that 44 U.S. presidents, excluding only the last 2, have carried European royal bloodlines into office over the course of history. It then poses the question of, if we truly live in a democratic system, how is it possible that every single person brought into the United States office has been of European royal descent? Racism. That was me adding that. Definitely racism.
Also, white people do that. When was this written, by the way?
The next line is, certainly couldn't be systematic racism. Certainly wouldn't be white supremacy. Certainly couldn't be capitalism. It's the lizards, Mary.
Yeah, it has to be the... Wait, what the... When was this written? Because he said the last 2, and in my head I'm like, are you talking about Biden and Trump, or are you talking about Obama? Where are you drawing the line? Because now I'm confused.
I'll find out when this was written after I'm done, because I really feel like I need to follow through with
this. Yeah,
go
for it. This is hilarious.
Anyway, following the premise that rich white people in power are reptoids, and considering Bezos is one of the 2 richest people in the world who has an almost complete monopoly on online shopping, it seems obvious that there would be scales underneath that pasty, clammy old skin.
Yeah, totally.
He set up his lizard headquarters right here in Seattle to slink around with all his lizard friends so they can lay about their lizard conferences and plan for world domination reptile style.
Reptile style?
Those exclusive Amazon spheres for executives aren't filled with tropical plants for nothing. Seems like they're perfect environments to let you wealthy little scales breathe, don't you think? Full disclaimer, David Icke is, how do I put this, deranged. Icke is batshit right-wing extremist and an undoubtedly anti-Semitic nightmare. Truly, many of his theories are propaganda for far-right ideologies, and Aryanism followed closely by neo-Nazi organizations globally.
Oh boy.
Of course, he's adamant that it's the lizards he's worried about, and no human race comes into play.
Yeah, totally.
Never mind that he openly endorses the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, the fake anti-Semitic document known as the most influential work of anti-Semitism ever written.
Oh boy.
It's important to keep that fervent bigotry in mind here. The lizard theory is rooted in nothing even close to resembling reality. Zilch, nada.
Nada!
There's no truth to it outside of the dangerously unhinged daydreams of a racist boomer, and I'd encourage you to think that way about conspiracies in general.
Man, that's so good.
This is the best article.
Damn.
Okay. It was written by Ezra Varley, him. He's the director of operations at Ragtag Magazine. He is an Australian multidisciplinary creative and trans liberations advocate residing in Seattle, Washington with his fiancée and their cat.
That makes sense.
I want to see if I can figure out when this was written.
Yeah, I want to know what presidents he's talking about. Because, I'm sorry, if you're shining a good light on the last 2 presidents...
It just said January 3rd, so I'm assuming it's January 3rd of this year. So, I've heard...
Does Obama have...
I've heard the theories that Obama is a lizard person.
Does he have royal blood in him?
I don't know.
Like, English royal blood? He's Hawaiian,
I want to look up the... I don't remember. I don't pay attention to the president.
I would love to look up, like, the royal family tree and see, like, who sprouts off from it. Because, like, I know some actors who are descendants of, they're, like, 8th descendants of Charles Darwin. Which is, ironically enough, I think I've said this before, it's Edmund from Narnia is the 8th generation descended from Charles Darwin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just looked him up, and then it went, because I wanted to know if there were any surviving relatives of the Darwin name, right? Well, no one's taken the name since, but he is, like, 8th generation. I'm
Weird.
like, what the f***?
Yeah.
He was in Narnia, man. What the fuck are you doing?
I want to show you the Amazon spheres, because I didn't know that these existed until now.
I mean, they just look cool.
But, like, I want to show the insides are funky. The insides are literally full of, like, jungle plants, and, like, there's, like, a weird bird's nest and stuff.
It's definitely not, like, art or anything.
No, definitely not.
It couldn't be. It has to be the aliens.
It's gotta be lizards, man.
Gotta be lizards. I love how that's where we descended into. Oh, yeah.
It looks cool in there.
It looks gorgeous. It looks like a rainforest cafe style. Yeah. Okay, well, how
We're at an hour.
That's what I was like. Where are we at in our minutes right now? I think that's it. That's a pretty good closing topic, don't you think?
So.
Lizards.
Thank you very much, Ragtag Magazine.
That
was one of the best closing statements in an article that I've ever read.
I loved that. That was fun.
That was awesome.
All right. So then we are going to close off our subject for today.
We hope you enjoyed.
Yes, we do.
Descent into madness and cryptids and stuff.
Those laughs are so genuine.
If you want to hear more of us or see more of us, we have a YouTube channel where these are being uploaded, and we upload every other Sunday, so we'll be here 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
And we have an Instagram, Evelyn Productions on Instagram.
Woo!
That's Evelyn, Evely, and Eveline.
Yes, because we're complicated.
Yep. And then my Instagram and YouTube and Etsy shop are all Evelyn Fletcher. That's Eveline, Fletcher. We hope you have a wonderful beginning to your summertime.
Woo, let's go summer. No more school. No more school. Except for us college students who are taking summer quarter. Woo! And
also us adults who haven't been in school for 7 years.
And are just working normal lives during summertime. But enjoy summer vacation for those who have it, and those who don't, it's okay. We're there with you.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
I think so.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.